Hey everyone, Marsh from Consequence here. I just quickly want to go over Protocol Pantheon in the upcoming raid. So I know the dungeon journal can be a little overwhelming, but one thing to keep in mind is that in P1 you'll be fighting two bosses, P2 you'll be fighting two other bosses, in the last phase you'll be fighting all four bosses, so there are four bosses total, and in Heroic and higher you need to get the bosses as close to 50% health as possible together, because once one hits 50% health, they both transition. So you don't want one transitioning at like 50 and the other one at 70. That just makes the last phase harder. So in the first phase, you'll be fighting the prototype of war and the prototype of duty. The prototype of war will cause four ritualists to spawn around the room that you need to kill, and it has a pool in the middle that expands, and I will show that in a video. The protocol of duty will fly up in the air and do quite a bit of raid damage. You'll probably need a healing cooldown there for sure. As well as it throws spears on the ground that can pin players. You can get out with most immunities in human racial, but if you can't get out, you have to kill them, so just watch your feet. And let me pull up a video. I'll do these one phase at a time. Now, the video that I have open is going to be from our normal testing. I didn't have heroic testing, unfortunately. And all I want to show you guys here is the strategy for the Necrolord ads. Now the dispel so there is another mechanic that duty will do. That I think it's duty. Um, One of them does a dispel. I think it is duty. She'll require you to get a dispel inside of a shield, and the shield wasn't like working super well on testing, so you get this dispel, you run into the shield, and then you dispel. So if you're a healer, do not instantly dispel. Let your player move inside a shield to dispel. So as you see here, I think I just don't care because it's normal testing and they all die in 2 seconds anyway. But there's this pool in the middle, and there's going to be a Necrolord ads that spawn around the room. Maybe I'll turn my camera. But there'll be one here, one here, one here, and one on the other side. And you see that player run over. But once all the Necrolord ads are dead, see, there's one right there. And there was another one. Once they're dead, you continue. I remember. In normal testing, you're checking if they could despawn. So if you push the boss, they will despawn. And that's something critically important to remember. So if they come out, you can actually get them to just like, you can just push the boss and avoid them entirely. In normal, also their health pools are shared, so don't think like, oh, they're not shared. So anyway, in the next phase here, you're gonna get the Denathrius and the Winter Queen, and they're each gonna do some more mechanics. So the Winter Queen will have a Stampede that comes in the middle of the room. Withering Seeds, which is the healer and tank mechanic, really. So there's gonna be 3 seeds around the room. Maybe normal to be less. Maybe it'll change even the number on your raid comp or size or whatever, or not comp but size. And you want to heal them up, then the whole raid will get a healing increase. If you don't heal them up, the whole raid will take 20k damage, and then 4.4k every 2 seconds for 16 seconds. This is just circles that, like little tornadoes that go around the room. And this is the casting that interrupts. Denathrius. If you do Mythic Denathrius or even Heroic Denathrius, a lot of the mechanics are going to be the same. So you have Hand of Destruction, grips you in. This is movement speed, so use movement speed to get out. When he grips you in, you need to spread, and you need to stand still. So I don't think I actually have a video of this, but he'll grip you in, and he'll cause 4 little dots around your character that are going to shoot up projectiles. So you need to spread out, and you need to stand still, and you need to dodge all the projectiles from every single player in the raid. If you take any damage from Denathrius, just like I think Heroic and Mythic Denathrius worked, you get Burden of Sin on you, which will do damage to you every 7k every 2 seconds, and it stacks. So you're at 3 or 4 stacks, you're asking your healers to do quite a lot of healing. The Racking Pain is the Denathrius tank swap. So this is how like we kind of plan to do the Necrolord stuff. So like mages balance through dots and shadow dots, balance roots and shadow, all other range and mobile melee, and then we're just gonna keep the boss here, and the melee will kill the one right here. That's just how we plan to do it. But your guild can do anything depending on your composition. You could even have your players run around and kill. I will say dragging the boss over to kill is kind of a little sketchy because of the boss casts and the jumps up and stuff. So we tried dragging the boss around. It half worked, half didn't. So we just like said screw it. Make it easy on the tanks and the melee. Just keep it there the whole time. Because this is normal, I'm assuming we're just gonna like avoid everything. But you see the Winter Queen cast there, so just grab the interrupt. And I can apologize for not having heroic testing. I don't think she's gonna do anything. So there's the Stampede as I was talking about. But because we push so fast and normal, we kind of just avoid all our mechanics. What I really wanted to show you here is the last phase. And if you're curious how some of these mechanics go, look at our mythic testing. We do see phase 1 mechanics quite in depth, plus the mythic mechanic. So all we're going to do is interrupt, bring everything together, pop Bloodlust, cooldowns, and blow everything up. This is one of the few situations where 4-target cleave is insanely good. So you'll see your 4-target cleave classes start to pop off here. We don't even kill it at the end of our cooldowns. We kill it so fast. Look at this. It's basically already dead. And on normal, their health is shared, so it's even crazier. But as you see, like the 4-target cleave classes are just flying on the meters. And that's the fight. So again, sorry for the bad VOD, but keep it simple. You fight 2 ads in the first phase, 2 other bosses in the second phase, all 4 together. Each of the bosses do some mechanics. Yes, there's some overlaps. You know, for example, in P2, you'll get gripped by the Denathrius when there's a stampede going out, so those will knock you around, and you have to be careful. You know, and just like playing the fight, like immunities are really good on the Denathrius grip. For healers, making sure you like assign a healer to watch the seeds is really good. Like some classes are way better than others, and working with your tanks to create a path to extend the long dot that the seed will give you to make sure your healing uptime is more. And those are just some little tips, but that's basically everything I have. Very straightforward fight, a little different on Mythic. No need to talk about that, but if you have any questions, you can always message me or make a comment on the video, and hopefully I see it. Other than that, peace out.